Powerful breeds are like powerful cars.
Why do you love dogs?
If you have a dog, what is it you want from the dog?
Do you feel dog training is helpful?
Don't project the human behavior or emotions on dogs.
They're like crystals, right?
Yes.
So they protect us, our dogs.
Be a responsible traveler with dogs.
Which one's a Ferrari?
Kanik also, your dog is not going to become less aggressive or will have calmer behavior or become more outgoing if they mate.
Do dogs know their own names?
We as human beings have lot of layers.
Help as many dogs as per your means.
Have you seen tigers socializing with each other?
No.
Most of my clients think that because I am a trainer, I am running a shadi.com for dogs.
Do you feel dogs take on the energy of their names?
We shut our senses as human
Dogs
beings.
are very alert. Have a backup plan for your dogs.
People actually are helping themselves when they are helping animal.
Do all dogs need to be trained?
You want a sculpture or you want a stone?
Hi, my name is Shivani Mathur. I'm a canine behaviorist. I am someone who's trying to raise the standard of animal welfare in India by working on ground with experts in the animal field so we can find solutions to our human-dog conflict and our dog population. So today with us, we have a canine trainer, a behaviorist, someone who has a dog training school in Goa. His name is Arjun Sean Moitra. Sean, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Arjun Sean Moitra. I'm a trainer and a behaviorist. I've been doing this all my life, working with dogs. Professionally, I've been doing this for the last 10 years, working as a behaviorist and a trainer in Goa. Also working with all the NGOs over here to help them out.
So, Sean.
Hobbies, ये सब भी बात करनी
क्या?
है कि सुबह उठ के क्या करता हूँ.
Yeah, just tell people like what are you all about? Like when did you?
Why am I a dog trainer and a behaviorist to begin with? There's a lot many reasons behind it. जिसे कहते हैं ना आकाश से गिरता है. So it's something like that always happened with me. Like wherever I went, dogs always surrounded me. Before this, I was working in film industry for the longest time. Done more than about 600 commercials, a couple of feature films. All the food that, shooting food that used to get wasted, all used to go to all these dogs. I started seeing a lot of anger towards this whole,
The dogs.
the dogs. So the most easiest thing is to feed them, but the most easiest abuse is also them.
Yeah.
You won't believe that I have seen people feeding and abusing them. So I thought there is a need to do something. Not everybody gets a restart button, but I got a restart button. So I left filmmaking, and that's how I pursued this.
So you've been training for how many years now?
10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
And do you feel there's a change in dog training over these years?
Change in what way?
The training methods.
In India, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. In India, what is happening is Shirin Maran's methods are being followed quite a bit,
Okay. Which are?
which is positive reinforcement. When we were growing up, all we knew, there were very less people who were having dogs, and there were very distinctive people who had dogs or who did not have dogs. Most of the people who had dogs always had dogs. So they used to get their dogs trained by a police guy or a CRPF guy who would take your dog somewhere out of your house, go to the field, train them and bring them back.
Yeah.
And of course, the dog never performed with the owners ever. I used to always feel ki what is this these guys would do, take the dogs there and do. So maybe I was like 13 or 14 years old when I first did a Doberman, like I can't say did a case because I was not a trainer or something. I had a very close friend who always loved Dobermans. He had a huge Doberman whose name was Tiger. Okay. Now, Tiger was unlike the name at all. So, in the family of 5 people, if one was gone out, suppose gone to college or something, um, Tiger would stop eating. If his dad, mom would go out, he would go under the bed. He was such a scared dog that I can't tell you. He can't. We would go out, every dog would come to attack him, and he would run back, and he would want to go back. He
Poor
was
thing.
unlike Tiger completely. He was trained by a police guy, and we used to go and hide and see what this police guy used to do. They used to take a stick, whack them to do a sit, whack them to do a down, whack them to do a whatever, namaste or whatever they teach.
There.
So somehow it never appealed to me because whacking me in school didn't work. I swear it didn't because I remember my teachers whacking me. I jammed their engines. I love mechanics also, like automobiles and all. So I used to go and open their tank. We used to all have Fiats and all. Opening the tank of the Fiat was very easy. I used to put sugar in the tank, and sugar actually spoils your engine. So this was my revenge to the teachers. So or the scooter or the car, whatever they had. So I always felt there was a huge problem.
Why do you love dogs?
For a man, it's very simple because it's not multitasking. I have a subject in front of me which you pet and you get
Love back.
yes.
Perfect. Do you feel dog training is helpful?
Very.
Yeah.
I mean, more than dog training, it is also behavior as well.
Okay.
It's a very combined thing. Dog
you-
training, one of the greatest dog trainers that I have learned under, he used to never call
What is
him
his name?
late Mr. John Rogerson.
Yeah.
More than 55 years of dog training. He is the monk of dog training. He used to say that nowadays we call ourselves behaviorist, aggression behaviorist, that behaviorist, this behaviorist. He used to call himself only as a dog trainer, and I loved it.
That's amazing.
I just loved it. That's why I always try to emphasize on being a dog trainer because you're so humble and polite,
Yeah.
but yet you are so gigantic as a uh, authority. What you do when
He's
I
one of your teachers.
yes
Okay. Was one of your teachers.
was yes
So I'm going to refer to my book because I can't
Yes.
remember everything,
Yeah.
okay? Is there an age for training dogs?
no. If you start early, it is much easier.
What age?
The first day you get your dog.
I mean,
45 days, 50 days.
Huh.
If you have a pups at home,
yeah.
like suppose you are a breeder, or you breed, or you have just seen a mother giving pups, you start from day one. If the mother is friendly,
From the
day
time
one.
their eyes open?
Yes, before their eyes open.
Really? You can train before the eyes open?
Yeah, they can get sensitized to our hand touch, their body touch. Then we have work with them to stress them a little bit in a sense. You can take them upside down, all that. So they get accustomed to all the handling. Yes,
Did something surprise you about dog training?
something surprised me.
I mean, when you started training,
Huh.
when you just started, did anything surprise you about dog training, about the dogs or the methods or how they were responding?
It's a surprise every day. It's surprise with every different person because a dog is a certain way. A person who owns them are in a certain way.
Yeah, I remember when I got my first dog, his name was Watson, and I actually went and did a canine behavior course to understand my dog. Because I couldn't figure out Watson. I came from a family of dog lovers. We've had dogs all our life, but those were all of my parents' dogs. when I was living on my own and I had to actually take care of my own dog, is when I realized there's so much more
Yes.
one needs to understand and do. And it's not just about having a dog, giving them food, giving them toys, and playing with them a little bit and doing. They
Yeah.
have their own personalities.
Yes.
They have their own needs.
Yes.
And mine was like I would say he had a lot of behavioral challenges. I've never
I'm sure.
dealt with dealt with a dog like that. I mean, the amount of if he wanted attention, he would chew up our phones,
Huh.
take my iPad. You know, so what would you do with a dog like that? It was that sent me
He was
into
choosing to be a little more expensive.
yeah
So didn't your dog also surprise you every day?
all the time. He
Yes.
was always, I would say, Watson kept me on my toes. He was always 2 steps ahead of me when I thought I was a step ahead of him.
Yeah.
You know, so like I remember one incident where I was like, okay, he's only this big. He was an English bulldog, and I was like, if I put something on the shelf,
Huh.
he can't reach it. I actually saw him push a poof to the bookshelf and take out what I had put away. I think it was my phone or the TV remote. These are two things he'd love to go for. So, what would you tell pet parents if they had a dog that loved picking up their phone and chewing it, or would always go for the TV remote?
Attention seeking
Yeah.
behavior. See, I personally think anybody like how you're taking your example. I also grew up with dogs. You also grew up with dogs. Uh, but we kind of got exposed to a natural kind of dog training in the sense
There was no dog training for me when I grew up.
no.
Just the dog was there in
Yeah,
the house.
Yeah. What is that is natural dog training only, no?
Yeah.
Where is the trainer coming and giving you lectures at that
Yeah.
point of time?
I mean, I did get a few. I remember my parents got a few trainers for one of our Dobermans, and we've had different breed dogs.
Yeah. Dobermans, German Shepherds, the
Yeah.
moment you get them,
Yeah.
they had to be trained.
Yeah.
That was the thought process. If you get the, what do you say, Pomeranians,
Yeah. My daddy had 5.
oof, most of them were the most aggressive ones. The way they were kept,
Yeah, yeah.
not the dogs.
I just remember all the Pomeranians were always named after emotions.
Yeah.
Sweetie, happy, lucky. What's the funniest dog name you remember?
Like people name their dogs like Obi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi
Ah.
from Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Obi-
a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of those Obis are little estranged.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I met a dog in Bombay called Totoro. And I just love that name.
Then I met some pseudo dogs like Chai, Khidki, those kind of names.
So do they pretend to be a khidki?
Yeah, one used to always go and sit in a Juhu Versova flat,
Ah.
right, looking
Bay
at the
window?
sea. Yeah.
Ah.
So,
That's why khidki.
yeah, strange names are quite funny. Like,
Do you feel dogs take on the energy of their names?
yes. It's
You'd
a
be
huge
very-
subject.
It is, right?
It is a huge subject, actually.
You have to be very careful what you name your dog.
In fact, there is a subject of changing the dog's name,
Okay?
okay, where rescuers also use. In the case of aggression, also they use. Suppose,
Yeah.
I mean, the most of the Rambos and Brunos that I have met is aggressive.
A very,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Rambo will be a Rambo. Then they would name a dog Major.
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
Devil? I remember Gott had a rescue Rottweiler which you met if you remember. His name was Devil.
Yeah.
I changed it to Bruno, saying let's change the name because that name might just keep the adopters away.
But he was very cute.
He was very docile,
Yeah.
lovely.
Why did you name him Bruno?
Huh? Because I didn't want him to be called Devil. I didn't know Bruno was go for name.
Uh,
Oh god.
I think it actually resonates as an energy altogether.
Yeah. Dogs understand energy.
Of course.
So
Very,
if I'm,
very,
if
very.
I'm sad,
very-
if I'm angry,
Yes.
will my dog reflect that energy off me
Yes,
at
it-
people around?
We as human beings have lot of layers. Okay. Let's take an example of onion. Onion.
The onion peel.
Yeah. The outer peel is the most easiest one.
Yeah.
which is what you are.
Yeah.
The inner shallot is the reality, which we hide behind.
Yeah.
So dogs read that.
They
So
can see through.
yes, they are a living kind of a mirror
Yeah.
right next to you.
Reflection.
Yes,
So if the owner's friendly, the dog's friendly. If the
Yes.
owner's a bit charged up, the dog's
Yes.
charged up.
yes.
Reactive owners, reactive dogs.
Yes.
Sad owners, sad dogs.
Yes.
Dogs are sad if their owners are
No,
sad.
actually no.
No, no.
That is the one emotion I have not seen in.
Isn't that interesting?
Well, quite interesting.
Because the other ones, I was thinking about that.
I think they come to our life to take out the sadness.
So they are like energy suction things. So they kind
Yeah.
of protect
It's
you.
like the crystal you're wearing.
Yeah, so like exactly, that's what I mean. They're like crystals, right?
Yes.
So they protect us, our dogs.
Yes.
So they protect us when we're feeling low. Our dogs boost our energy. So that's why they say
Yeah.
when you're sad or depressed, hug a dog. You're going to feel better because those endorphins in your body go up.
Yeah, scientifically it's proven, no?
Yeah,
If you pet a dog,
you feel better.
Yes.
Yourself.
yes.
Yeah.
And that is
Oh,
how
lovely.
it works, like all around, and it works other way around also.
Yeah. Stubby, come and say hello. Come. He is my doggy who adopted me. He came on his own. When Watson passed away, he came 4 days after Watson passed. And I would sit here and I would cry. He would sit at my feet. He would climb up and lick my tears.
Yes.
Sean is now working on training him. He's 5 years old. He's learning
He's
how to
working on
leash walk.
training me.
Yeah. He's training me and Sean. And he's learning to leash walk. I remember I had gone and done this really expensive event management course from the UK. So I'm one of the few actually certified event managers in India. And I moved to Mumbai and I started working with Fountainhead Events and Promotions as their client servicing person. And 1 year after that, I decided to do a canine behavior course because of Watson, my dog. And I called up my father. And I'm like, Dad, I'm going to now start doing events for dogs. So I remember my father's reaction, and he's like, "Ab tumhare ko kutton se khelna hai." After all the money I have paid for your education, I just remember that the understanding of going into a professional space with dogs. So I am also a certified canine behaviorist under Shirin. I did my course with her in 2010. And I started India's first canine events company called Party Barki Hai, which was a space. And again, this was because of Watson. I'm from Delhi, but I moved to Mumbai. And Mumbai has less space compared to Delhi. So there were no places to spend quality time with your dogs. It's just about going for a walk. And there was this one tiny dog park at Carter Road, which all our vets had said, please don't take your dogs to a dog park because that's where, for the vets, it was the fleas and ticks and stuff. As behaviorists, we understand that they pick up bad behavior. And each dog has a different temperament. So if a scared dog is taken into a dog park, it could reinforce that fear. What are your thoughts on that? Like how, that thought of my dog should play with other dogs is that general thought. We as behaviorists believe that's not what we really want out of our dogs, right? The socialization is with you.
If you have a dog, what is it you want from the dog? Say
Company.
emotional support?
I mean, that is understood, right?
No. Not necessarily.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of people have dogs.
Thinking what?
It's a prop. A lot of people have dogs for wrong reasons. Okay. Now, we cannot correct the reasoning over here. Dog to dog socialization, I say, have you seen tigers socializing with each other?
No.
Okay.
How do
Only lions, as a pride, they stay, female lions stay
they
as a
hunt now
pride.
for the
yeah.
males.
Yeah. They stay as a pride.
Yeah.
Elephants stay as a pack. Wolves stay as a pack. People also compare dogs and wolf quite a
Yeah.
bit, but scientifically it is proven now that dogs and wolves are two different species.
Now, But they
Yes.
are the descendants of wolves, right?
Somewhere we are also descendants of monkeys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Somewhere, see,
But we aren't.
I think
It's evolution.
science is an inconclusive thing altogether.
Okay.
It is inclusive. It is inclusive.
Yeah.
You see, anything that not explainable is inclusive.
Yeah.
So, I refer to a lot of Indian mythology in that way because see, we are the oldest civilization in this world. We have traces much before any civilization was written. I refer to it more. You in Egypt also you see
The
dogs.
pharaohs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cats and all also.
yes.
No?
Yeah, lots of the animals like altogether.
Yeah.
So you have traces that Indus, the
Yeah.
whole place was. Uh, they spread this whole thing. I somehow believe because India, this Indus whole land was so productive that we have everything here, from vegetables to animals to everything. All the kind of animals. Um, you would also know that I don't only emphasis on dogs. Dogs is my profession,
Huh.
uh, but I love all generally all animals
Yeah.
from birds to
Cattle.
anything. I mean, watching tigers and
Yeah.
leopards, every other
We're
day.
animal lovers. That's why we're sitting
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Basically.
So I think abuse in dogs have gotten us here,
Yes.
and like, okay, I wanted to ask you one thing. You did a certification from UK for event management.
Yeah.
Did that work in your practical life?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
It,
in
I mean,
your
I wouldn't say
professional.
that is what. I feel there's something called book smart and street smart.
Ah.
Right? So it already enhanced something I already had.
Yes.
So I like organizing things. I like managing things. I
So
like
when you
putting
in-
things together. And that certification just kind of gave me that chapa and that approval, maybe for myself, maybe for other people. Obviously, when I was looking for jobs, that UK certification does help. But then what you're actually doing at the job is all you. And of course, that learning does amplify things, right? It does, it definitely helps.
So basically, if it is safe to say or ask anyone, ki generally whatever you like to do, you get into
Yeah,
that
professionally.
professionally. But that is not the case of most of the people in this world.
Yes, you do jobs.
99% of the people are growing up, say,
Doctor,
example,
lawyer,
doctor,
lawyer, engineer.
engineer, which I also came from the same background. So tell me, from event management, why did you come to this? Who are you? मैंने पूछ लिया मैंने पूछ
मेरा
लिया
bad हो जाता।
बोलो बोलो
So, all my life, I have had animals. I would say when I was under 10, I thought I was rescuing animals. There used to be street dogs in my colony that would litter, and the puppies would be in the drain. I remember once in the lawn in front of my house, there was an injured vulture. And I went and picked it up and wrapped it in my bed sheet, and I brought it home and tucked it into my bed, and I was taking care of it. My mother walked in, freaked out, saw this big vulture, and I was like, oh, some kids were throwing stones at him. So I brought him home, and then she put me, I remember, in the car with my bhaiya, who used to walk me to school and be like, go and give him at the animal hospital, which was the Sanjay Gandhi
Yeah.
animal hospital in Delhi. So I took the vulture there.
Yeah.
So there was this constant want to help animals. I remember my mom used to take me and my sister we used to get small pocket money, and she would take us to a pet shop to buy birds. Then we'd bring them back. She'd take us to the garden and then set them free.
हाँ
She used to tell us that birds don't belong in cages, they belong in the sky. And so these were little things that I was taught as a child and that I continued. That you must save, you must help, you must rescue, put out water for animals is something I knew. So I kept doing it my entire life, always had dogs. When I moved to Mumbai, I didn't have a dog, then I got Watson.
it's very interesting psychologically also. Pe- People actually are helping themselves when they are helping
An animal.
animal.
Yes, for sure. I would
Yes.
think so.
Yes.
Because it's the best gift we can give to ourselves. I read
Yes.
this quote somewhere is the best gift you can give yourself is to care for
Yes.
another living being,
But the other part people don't read,
which is what?
which is when they are helping, you are helping yourself, you are helping yourself to heal as well.
Yeah.
Okay, a lot of people are here with animals, but they are not helping. Their
Themselves?
yes,
What do you mean by that?
they are not changing themselves,
Change. Evolving as people.
evolving as people.
A good girl. This is Lucy. She's one of our adopters. She adopted us 2.5 years ago. She's approximately 8.5, 9 years old. And yes, she's my doggy. So like I'm saying, so the number of dogs I have seen increase in Goa. And I would ask people, I'm like, who's feeding these dogs? Who's taking care of these dogs? Now, the help and the staff would say that वो आते हैं welfare वाले injection लगाते हैं वो देखभाल करते हैं feeders come so I'm like how are these feeders feeding वो foreigners उनको पैसे देते हैं खाने के लिए NGOs देते हैं and then as you more get involved in this you realize that that's not really the reality. I mean all along in my life I've been thinking that all this gets funded by the government or that somebody the welfares have enough deep pockets to pay for this is their job to take care of these dogs. They are accountable
How
for
did
these
you think
dogs.
that?
Huh?
How did
That
you-
was my perception.
Okay.
Before I got into animal welfare. It was my perception.
Question is-
As an animal lover, it was my perception that okay, this is how the welfare system works. Because that's what you've been told.
Yeah.
Right? It's about awareness again.
Yeah.
Only once when I started interacting with welfares directly, I used to donate all my life, but I never walked into a shelter because I was scared to see what I would see in there. I wasn't ready to deal with the suffering because
The thought itself would
it's
make
scary,
you,
like,
yeah.
and then even when I did walk into one or two shelters here, it took a lot in me to be there. But the higher thought was that I need to
must
help.
tell you, I
Help
must
animals.
tell people that she has sent deep cleaning people to shelters to clean it. It's unbelievable. So I was saying at that point of time, this is something. This is too
Yeah,
good.
because I mean, if you want to raise the standard of animal welfare and you want to make a welfare accessible
Yes.
for people to come in and support you, it has to be a welcoming space. It has to be a space where people feel good coming in. And I think somewhere we feel guilty walking in there
Yes.
and saying that we haven't done enough and this is too painful.
I swear,
Too
walk-
painful for me to see.
the smell itself,
Yeah.
most of the
But then you have to also think that they don't have the funds.
Yes.
They don't have the manpower, they don't have the funds. They have too many animals compared to what their capacity can handle because that's the amount of animals that need help.
and people,
People,
staff.
they don't have
Now
the money
people-
for
no,
staff.
More than money, people don't want to work with animals.
Yeah. Because kutte ka kaam.
It's
That thought process needs to change. If you remember
Yes.
in our workshops, we're always like, it's ye neek kaam hai.
Yeah.
I mean, don't ever think it's below
That's why I
you.
refer to our mythology because otherwise there is no history, right? The Rig Veda, Tharva Veda. So they are the symbols of dogs are the symbols of Vedas.
Gods.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Do dogs understand human intentions?
very, very well.
Yeah.
In a gist. That's how therapy dogs are trained, no? In this modern world, there are a lot of service dogs.
Yeah.
Say, giving an example of a panic attack
Person.
person or a patient, how does a dog know?
That it's coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
It,
Those are
it
therapy
knows
dogs.
before it comes.
Yeah. So they prepares their guardian for
One
the
of the
attack.
one
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
I've seen.
talks we did in Pragati Maidan last year, I was with a panel of lot of trainers and all. In COVID time, they had these Americans coming and different kind of people coming here where they were trying to train dogs to detect COVID.
Detect COVID.
Yes,
Okay.
Indian service dogs detected COVID on these American people who were tested
Positive.
non-positive, negative.
So the dogs detected COVID on. So they were better than the COVID tests.
Listen to this. Listen to this. So
I don't know about this.
they went and sniffed and they gave the signal of barking or
Which
whatever.
meant
they,
that this person is COVID positive.
yes. So if they went to Shivani and they sniffed and this guy said, laughing, saying, your dogs have failed,
These people
I'm
are
negative.
Yeah.
This man steps out there. After 3-4 days, he's in COVID positive.
So they preempted the COVID in the people.
Yes. You can detect cancer from your body.
Yeah.
Dogs detect before even the machines can detect it, whether you have cancer or not. So the ability of dog detecting something where a branch is
About to fall.
about to fall or
And
did
the
not
dog-
even fall and the dog
Yeah.
did not cross or so
So dogs are intuitive.
yes,
Intuition is there.
their
Intuition.
senses are open.
Yeah.
We shut our senses as human
Dogs
beings.
are very alert.
Yes, they use all the senses, smell. Sight is also quite debatable, though science says they can't see.
Can dogs see color?
I think dogs can see
But they say they can't, right? They say they can only see a few colors.
red, blue, and green, right?
I can't
RGB,
remember. Yeah.
the basic colors of the
Yeah.
world.
They
Yeah.
don't see like us.
They don't. I mean, they don't make visual recognition like us.
Like how I see you as a person, a dog doesn't see
No.
the whole form.
Yeah.
And how do they know when to come to the leg and give you a hug and all of that?
Dog doesn't come and give hug.
Some dogs give hugs. Yeah, they put their paws around your neck and give you.
They're
Hugs.
just imitating us.
My Great Danes used to do that in Delhi. My parents' Great Danes would actually come and hug my mom. Okay.
Only when asked
What
to
they
come.
train them, no? When families train your dog, give me a hug, give me a kiss.
Yes, yes.
So it's trained.
Better than that monkey business.
Yeah, hug and kiss.
Yes. Say a Rottweiler or a Canik or so, okay?
Not pitbull.
Or a street dog. No dog wants to come and bite you. There is a provocation happening. Other day we were discussing about this child who there was a street dog and he takes a big like a cardboard and goes towards the dog to hit it.
Yeah.
And he says, this smaller child, how does he know to do that?
Where's he learnt it from?
Yes,
Watching his parents.
yes.
TV.
Or the parents are hitting the kid
Yes.
as well.
So
Okay.
he's reflecting
So
that.
he is reflecting that.
On a weaker species.
Yeah, the good part about the dog, street dog, he just barked him off.
Yeah.
But it doesn't end there. This child is going to go and complain to the mother or the
And saying
father.
that the dog bit me.
Yes. So now these parents will go all together and
Hit that
hit
dog.
that dog. Now you're making that good dog into an aggressive dog. So likewise, Rottweiler or a Doberman or a Canuck or so, anybody crossing his territory, if he is in the gate, he is going to bark at them. When he is barking, somebody is picking up a stone and throwing it towards it. We have heard many cases like this, children. There is always a provocation.
Yeah.
Your dogs are not like,
They're defending themselves.
yeah, powerful breeds are like powerful cars. If you are a good driver, then you can have a good car. Okay? If you are a driver who gets into accidents every day, you should not drive, first of all. Secondly, if you are learning how to drive, you rather go for a Maruti 800.
I was just thinking, would an Indie become an ambassador or Premier Padmini?
I consider Indies to be like Rottweiler and Doberman.
No, I'm saying car comparison.
Yeah.
So if an Indie,
Volkswagen.
an Indie is a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
What's a Rotti?
Rotti is a Audi.
Audi, and a Shepherd.
Shepherd is say BMW.
A shepherd is a big lab.
Lab is Ford.
Lab is a what? Oh my
It
god.
can. It has both the sides. It has
Nice.
a very
Which one's a Ferrari?
Ferrari is Cane Corso.
Ah, the Cane Corso.
Yeah.
So what did you say Indy is? Volkswagen. It's not my premier Padmani or an ambassador. Our ambassador is our car. Our country's gadi.
Yeah, but Indies are very fast for ambassador.
Too slow.
I would say Tibetan Mastiff
He's
is
an ambassador. So cute.
hounds are like Indian hounds are like Fiat
What are Range Rovers?
bulldogs.
My bulldog. Oh, your bulldog is a Range Rover, you? Okay. How do dogs say sorry?
Actually, I don't think so. There is a word called sorry in dog world.
So many people say, look, my dog's feeling sorry now. He's feeling bad for what he's done. So he's sitting in that corner. He's feeling bad. So many people feel it, right? Oh, he's sulking in the corner. What does that mean?
It's somewhere a reinforcement of a
Human emotion?
yes.
So dogs are not apologetic, is what you're saying.
Like I said, they are being a present moment.
So they're picking off our energy. If I'm saying I want my dog to feel sorry, they're actually
This
reflecting
is
that.
how I am.
They're reflecting that.
I'm going to slap you, and I'm
Yeah.
going to feel bad.
Do dogs get jealous?
Yes,
They get jealous.
yes.
Okay. Why are dogs so obsessed with playing with balls?
Not all of them.
Not all?
No.
But isn't that the first toy? Everybody कुत्ता है तो ball ले लो.
वो हमें चाहिए ना.
अच्छा, we want to play fetch.
हाँ.
All dogs don't want to play fetch.
I mean, there are dogs with more play drive oriented.
That's again breed specific.
Not necessarily.
It's how they're brought up.
Not necessarily.
Do dogs come pre-trained? Are there certain set of things that dogs already know before you get a dog?
Yeah.
What are these prefix
It's
settings?
very cosmic.
What is it?
It's a occult science altogether.
What do dogs already know? What do they come pre-trained with?
Let's say I have a emotional gap. To fill that part of emotional gap or emotions in me, they come like dogs also kind of, if we choose our friends, it's like we believe, like I believe completely, there is nothing is a coincidence.
Synchronicity.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you had Watson, it was supposed to be like that. Now you have these two, Stupid and Lucy. It is supposed to, because
Yeah.
cosmically in this.
They are meant to come into my life. But I'm asking you, do dogs come pre-trained with something?
Exactly,
dog
to
training.
fill that emotion.
They're pre-trained for me.
Yeah.
I meant like sit, stay down, ye wo.
Yeah. I mean, it is natural.
With dogs.
Yes.
Does it differ from breed to breed?
Yeah.
All dogs know how to sit.
Yes.
All dogs know how to stay.
Yeah.
All dogs know how to come.
Yes.
What do you have to teach them then? Why do you need trainers then?
Like we all know how to swim when we are born.
Huh.
You put a little baby in the water,
Yeah.
he'll swim, because that is the imitation of how he is in the stomach
Yeah.
or she is in the stomach of the
Mom. In the womb.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the womb.
Yeah.
So they know how to swim. Likewise, and
Dogs
then
know.
yes, dogs also knows. These are natural things.
Do dogs know their own names?
Funny. That's one of the most funniest thing. Actually, no.
No, no. So what are they responding to our tone?
Yeah, that's where the pet parent struggles the most. Also,
But I mean, when you take a dog's name, they come.
see, we as human beings have lots of emotions.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, say I will call Shivani. So if I call Shivani, that means I'm calling. Shivani! Not listening. Shivani!
It's still my name.
Yes. you're understanding the understanding the level going up,
Tones,
tones going up.
tonality, and volumes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dogs are responding to our tonality and our volume.
Yes.
And they understand that certain softness when their name is taken is means we're calling them.
Yes.
But like there, Lulu. Yes, you took my.
Shivani!
So she thinks that's her name. Oh, wonderful. Do dogs know our names?
Yeah, I think so.
So they don't know their own names, but they know our names.
Complicated.
Yeah, what is it?
It depends on how famous you are in your house. How many people calls you in your house with
By your name. You're right, actually.
Yeah.
So with Watsi, I remember because I used to keep saying, "Where's Veer? Where's Veer? Where's Veer?" And because Veer was always traveling, I didn't think Watson knew my name
Ah,
as such. It would be like, "Where's Mama?"
ah,
But if he'd say, "Where's Shivani?" he'd just still keep look at Veer.
yeah,
So I think that came. I think he knew my husband's name better than he knew my name.
yes. For them, it is much more simpler, no? My person.
My person. Yeah, that's true. What do you think dog owners can do
Ah.
to help the larger community dogs?
You take one dog, doesn't matter whatever you want to keep. Okay, for me, it doesn't matter. But you take care of one more dog. It can be outside your house. Okay, feeding, sterilization, vaccination. Now, animal husbandry does free vaccination. Okay, so you can, government has all these provision. All we have to do as a person is help another dog. That much, even if the pet owners start doing it,
There'll be an impact.
there will be huge impact. Huge.
Take on responsibility of one dog
One dog.
outside your home.
Yeah. When we have a death in our family, we feed dogs.
Yes. Some people.
Yeah, there is a tradition for
Yes,
it.
Yes.
Okay. Just do it. If it is a good thing, then you are giving it to your ancestors. That is what the whole thought process is. Feed them every day. Why one day, man?
हर दिन खाना भेजो.
Yeah, your ancestor blessing will be there for every day.
Yeah. once a year or once a month.
ब्लेसिंग क्या क्या इतनी कम है क्या दुनिया में कि एक ही बार देने से हो जाता है? हाँ,
हर दिन blessing लो.
हाँ. I mean, that's the best way. Take care of one or two dogs up to your capacity outside. It's
Start
brilliant.
with one.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to do 100 if you like. As per your means. Help as many dogs as per your means. I remember growing up, if a dog pooped in the wrong spot, a lot of dog families just take the dog's head and shove it in that poop to say, no, don't do susu here, don't do potty here.
I mean, I want to do that to them. And
But that's
check.
what people were told for generations, right? This is how you teach a dog, this is the wrong space. Now we know that. But what are your tips to how do you teach? You have to have a schedule for your dog and know when it wakes up, sleeps, plays, and those are the times you take the dog out to go to the loo.
Basically, when the dog
Potty
gets up,
training.
it will go for a susu
Yeah.
potty. After it eats, 99% of the dog will poop after it eats.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they
Street
wake up
dogs,
also.
extreme, like suppose street dogs who lost their mother early and
Puppies.
remained hungry for a couple of days,
Yeah.
they will only poop if they see food. They will let go of the poop and then eat
Oh wow.
because they want to feel full. So that is another part of it. This method is completely wrong.
This shoving the nose into the
Yes, we spoke about this earlier that teachers couldn't teach me by aggression at all. Modern psychology altogether is teaching this to humanity also. If you remember, in our childhood, it was allowed that teachers could hit us.
Yes.
Today's world, you
You
cannot.
can't. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, hitting and doing these kind
I
of
don't think it
gestures.
was allowed. I think it was just understood or taken for a
Yeah.
granted. So this is a
Granted.
similar thing.
Yes.
One more thing I wanted to ask you about was now if parents want to teach their children compassion, it always starts by get them an animal to take care of, to be parents get dogs for children to teach them responsibility and compassion, right? What are your tips to these parents for their children? Because then the dog gets, and 99% of the time, it's a fad for about a week, 10 days, and then
Yes.
it's always the bhaiya in the house or the mom of the house or one person who the responsibility falls on. What's your tip for these people?
You tell me, no, you and me, when did we have little brains to take responsibility of ourselves? Not before 15, 16. I mean,
Yeah.
जिसको कहते हैं ना,
Care for yourself. So in your teenage years.
like we can
15,
eat and take care of our
Yeah.
toiletry or whatever. You really don't have that kind of 15, 16 also. You're like, even kids of like people are 20, 21, 22.
They're not ready.
They're not ready.
Because they're
to
busy
take
with college and
responsibility.
they're
Yes.
partying and their boyfriends and
Yes.
girlfriends.
They're not ready.
So much going on.
Yes. So
takes care
they're-
of the dog?
Yeah, they're not, it's not correct. Okay.
Or it needs to be a larger family that splits the load of the dog, right?
Yes. So I would say if you need to teach your dog, dog, but child about dogs or
And
any
responsibility to care for another
responsibility,
being.
take them to NGOs once in a week.
And volunteer.
Volunteer for 1 hour once in a week.
So you're helping the community
Yes.
and you're teaching responsibility.
Yes. And then the second stage, if they want a
They
dog,
show that dedication,
yes.
then they get
Otherwise, it's like you're making an engineer, you're making a doctor. The child doesn't want to become a doctor, doesn't want to cut through
it.
someone.
But you want them to do it.
Yeah, because you are parents, you are telling them. You have come. My father never forced me to have any dog.
But then there's also that thing that you don't want to expose your child to suffering, right?
Yeah.
So we need to also raise the standard of our welfares
Why
to
not?
make them accessible.
Why not?
We live in a world where everything triggers, right, Sean?
Yeah,
the
but
reality.
if you don't
and you don't
seize-
want to introduce a young child to suffering.
Don't introduce young child to suffering, but there is a age to it.
So that means your child's not ready to have a dog because these
Yes.
are things that come. So it comes back to that anyway.
Yes. So I mean, at the most, if you cannot take them to NGO, you can foster a puppy for a few days.
Yeah. And help reduce the thing.
Yes. Like all the behaviorists and trainers tell, not to get a puppy before your child is at least 8 years old. Why? Because they don't have control over their body.
8-year-old is the youngest.
Minimum.
When you're getting a dog for your child.
Yes.
Yeah. But what if, I mean, there are homes with dogs anyway, right? So we're talking about first time dog owners?
Generally.
But some families have had generational dogs, puppies walk around. Like I said, my memory was crawling with a Great Dane walking over me.
Were you left alone with the dog ever?
Probably not. I was always supervised.
That's a dog family.
Yeah.
You were not allowed to play, neither were we.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, so it's very important to supervise your children
Yes.
with dogs if they're under the age of 8.
Like I've seen people like they are laughing, the child is pulling the dog's
Dog's
legs.
tail, yeah.
You're traumatizing the dog,
Yeah.
the ear, because the child doesn't know.
Yeah.
You're not correcting your child.
Child, yeah. So
Yeah.
you need to correct your
I've
child
had-
on etiquette and responsibility towards dogs.
I have had clients coming and telling me, "Can you train my child?"
Yeah, yeah. That happens a lot.
Yeah,
Can
because
you train
this-
my husband? Can you train my wife?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, of course.
It happens a lot, like because they see how dogs respond to us,
Yeah.
you know, and when they see that and they are like, "Can you train our child?"
So, is there any more tips for dog owners that you'd like to give for their own dogs, for their community dogs?
One thing very prominently is, if you don't have time, don't have dogs. Okay, do yourself a favor and do the canine world this favor. Just don't get a dog because your baby wants a dog, or whatever the baby, the woman baby or the or the baby.
Yeah.
Just don't get a dog because of the sake of it, because dog is a full responsibility, and it's a responsibility till it's there in this world with you. Second, be a responsible traveler with dogs. Okay, when you're traveling with your dogs, you have to be really careful about, like, I've been into rallies and all. I drive well, but when I'm driving with dogs, I'm like on one third the speed of what I normally drive in.
Drive slow with dogs.
Yes,
Always.
always. Why? Because even if anything happens to you, who's going to take care of the dogs? Okay.
Have a backup plan for your dogs.
Exactly. Have a backup plan for your dogs, and be gentle with them. I mean, it takes you a long way.
Patient.
Patient, gentle. Uh, it's no need to do aversive methods. Don't hit your dogs in their nose. Don't kick your dogs, and it's a very gentle being. So
Be
you have to
gentle.
connect. Yeah, you have to connect to that side of it, and trust me, Shivani. My college days have been. I was a quite a robust kind of a guy. I've had fights. I've had street fights. I've done a lot of things that I can't tell, but dogs have changed me. But yes, I'm willing to change as well. Dogs have changed everything around me, with me. Now only, I think they protect me spiritually also, that bakwas log are not around me anymore.
There are
Only,
guardians, no? As much as we are their
yes,
guardians, they come into our lives to protect
yes,
us, which is all the cliches that you hear of. You
yes,
know, I mean, there is some truth and reality in it.
yes,
Like,
yes,
we're not saving them, they're saving us.
yes. I mean,
Vice versa. I think it's both ways.
yeah, both ways. But I mean, uh, we will be really thankful if we are being able to save them. Because
Yeah.
most of the times they are saving us. Uh, and lastly, I would like to say, don't project the human behavior or
Emotions.
emotions on dogs. They
Like, they
they are,
need to have puppies.
yeah.
That's
I
the
mean,
biggest one.
yeah. I mean, they don't need to mate. Okay, most of my clients
Want to have
think
that
that.
one litter.
No, most of my clients think that because I'm a trainer, I'm running a shadi.com for
Dogs.
dogs,
Yeah. Dating apps for dogs.
dating apps for dogs. I've had clients telling me, if you don't have a female for my dog, just catch a feral dog and make it happen. They don't need to mate. Okay?
That's a human.
Human thought process. Your dog is not going to become less aggressive or will have calmer behavior or become more outgoing if they
So the
mate.
biggest myth I wanted to talk to you about, sorry, is that a lot of people do not sterilize their male dogs because they feel that they'll become wimps, for a better use of word, that they'd lose their josh and their personality will change.
I think it is a little more than that.
Yeah.
They think their own balls are getting cut.
Okay.
Yeah, it is like that. I mean, I completely.
And dogs put on weight is because they need more exercise after sterilization, right?
There is a little bit of hormonal trouble as well.
Yeah. The testosterone goes down.
If you simply qualify that, simply take it as a formula that sterilized dogs need lesser food to eat because they become more lazier,
Yeah.
for sure, because the drive has gone, like we have spoken earlier, two drives.
Yeah.
Okay, food they are getting because they are domesticated, so they don't have to hunt for it. Okay, mating is gone, so the drive has become less, so they have become more lazy. So when you become more lazy, of course you will put on more weight.
Yeah.
That's the basic fundamental behind it.
Perfect.
So if you have a like Mastan, okay,
Mastan is Sean's Rottweiler.
so Mastan after neutering did not put any weight. Couple of kilos go up and down. It also is because of my staff changing,
Handlers.
etc. Handlers changing, etc. Quantity of food.
Yeah.
Okay, uh, but I have not seen as such any major difference happening
In his behavior,
in his
personality.
the overall calm down.
Yes.
There is, I won't say that they don't.
But they don't lose that essence of who they are.
Yes. Weight wise,
Has
I
to be
don't see.
monitored.
Yes. You are, it's normal. Mastan was like this before neutering, also, or is like this now, also.
Yeah.
Uh,
So this aggression coming down after neutering myth is also not very.
Not at all.
That's a big myth, right?
That's a big myth.
Which sterilize a dog, the aggression comes out.
Only they become a little more lazy because out of
So it's
two,
laziness. Its energy level changes.
they are not on the edge. That edge is little,
The edge comes
yeah,
down.
like how we are, like what we are in 20s, we are not in 40s like that. I've seen rather advantages of having your dogs neutered,
And sterilized.
because trust me, you don't want to live with dogs who have mated and not neutered. It's impossible to live with them.
Why is that?
Because they howl, they will cry, they will
Yeah.
bring down the whole house.
Okay.
That is when aggression also comes. A lot of dogs which are not sterilized,
Howl.
howling have a lot of meaning.
Okay.
They are basically telling you, I am here.
That's one.
Yes.
Second is to call and mate with the female on heat.
No, so if I am here, it can be call the mate,
Yeah. So
call,
I'm here.
call the owner,
Call anybody, I'm hungry, I'm
call
here.
the food,
Yeah.
call the pet sitter,
Yeah.
call the kennel owner. Could be anything in his
It
mind.
could be anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had one dream wish for India, okay, an unlimited amount of money for the dog community, what is that?
I want to create one of the largest advanced kennels training center, which is also will have a part of, as a sanctuary for uh, retired dogs, old dogs, herd dogs. Uh, that is what I would look for.
Now, if we had to leave dog owners with 3 tips on what they can do with their dogs today onwards, what are those 3 tips?
Exercise,
Huh.
okay, play,
Huh.
and feed.
These are the dog training tips.
Yeah,
फीड कहाँ से आ गया ट्रेनिंग में?
बिल्कुल.
हाँ.
फीड में क्या होता है? Dogs love schedule.
हाँ. So there.
Okay, we have watches. We can go on watch
Yeah.
and say कि 1 बजे मेरे खाने का टाइम है. टंग 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 घंटी बजी.
So dogs need a routine.
Yes,
That's one.
yes,
2, give your dogs a routine.
yes.
Okay.
And fix a routine. You cannot.
Divert from it.
Yes, it's the worst thing that people do. कि आज 6 बजे खाना दिया, कल रात.
10 बजे खाना दे.
हाँ.
You have to fix a routine for them because dogs thrive with routines.
Yes.
And that comes from the pack structure, or it has nothing to do with pack structure?
No, they understand patterns.
Patterns. Correct. Patterns. Okay. Second tip.
Uh, exercise. Exercise doesn't mean
Let
that,
it run in the garden on its own.
yeah, I have a huge garden, or walk. Now people struggle a lot in walks. 99% of the times you will see people take out the dog and they are standing. Dog is sniffing, they are
So
standing.
what's the tip?
Exercise has to be exercise.
So like how?
Like you walk,
So
brisk
proper-
walk.
Brisk walk. Okay.
That is exercise. Do you go to a...
But again, is that breed specific?
No, no, not at all.
Bulldogs can't walk more than 20 minutes.
20 minutes तो walk कर सकते हो ना?
हाँ, ठीक है. So a scheduled proper exercise. And the third?
Spend time with them. If you have
Okay.
time, like if I am having a party at my house and I am keeping all my dogs in my bedroom,
That doesn't work.
yeah, it's the worst thing I can do to a dog.
They hate it.
Yeah,
Being kept away from the fun.
yes.
Well, Sean, thank you for being on 4 Legs and 2 Mics. Sean has a dog training school called Dog Speed. You can find him on his Instagram handles. He's a dog trainer, he's a behaviorist. Please get in touch with him on his social media handles, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. And thank you for this lovely podcast that we are doing. Hope to do it more.
Yes.
Hope to talk more.
We'll get you back for more stuff. Yeah.
Thank you, Shivani.
Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. I'll be back with more episodes. Four Legs and Two Mics is about raising awareness, about answering a lot of questions, finding solutions. And thanks for sticking around. Give your dogs and cats a big hug from me. If there are any other animals, them too. See you on the next episode. Bye.